We're reporting here live from the gorgeous, beautiful, polished studio of At Details Matters here in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And I'm here with the owner, Scotty.
How y'all doing?
At this incredible shop, studio, workroom where all his creations really happen. I was walking by a few weeks ago and I saw a grand opening sign. And I saw these guys working inside so professionally and seriously. And I have been driving around in my car with my RIOJA wines for the last 7 months. And usually I'm on a plane, train, bus, or subway. But that's what I've done. I said, I need this. I really need this. So I came in and Scotty professionally greeted me. And we started talking and he said, I love red wine. So I said, wow, I'm going to turn you on to one of the 5 greatest red wine regions in the world. So here we are today to talk about expertise with cars and expertise with red wine and where they intersect definitely in quality and in trust. 2 key points that we're going to take away today.
Exactly.
But Americans are driving a lot more right now. Daily miles, they're clocking 79% on an average more miles. Getting in their car 93% more of the time. It's definitely true for me for the past 7 months. So it's that time where also Americans are getting in their car, taking that road trip that they never thought they were going to take, so they need their car detailed. AAA says that next year road trips are going to soar, being the hottest way to travel. So we're going up and down the East Coast, the West Coast, everywhere in between, so you need your car detailed. So Scotty's one of the best for sure. Otherwise he wouldn't have this gorgeous studio here in Greenpoint.
Right?
So we want to start first with where and when did you start your business?
Okay, so where and when did I start my business? Right in front of my parents' house, located in Mill Basin in Brooklyn.
Mill Basin in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And that's Canarsie, Brooklyn. And
Well, yeah, that's Mill Basin. So Canarsie is where I actually had my first actual shop.
your first shop.
Yeah, my first shop. Nothing compared to this, but it was a
Okay.
good stepping stone.
And when was that?
That was basically almost 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
In December, literally when I finished college.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing story. I love this story because my father also started in the garage and also because RIOJA is so many generational stories of parents, family, grandparents, wine growers making wine from their great-grandmother's vineyard. So that solidarity is so important of staying together. So I love that story that your father too is coming to help support your workroom here. That's so amazing. So how did you get from there to Greenpoint?
Okay, so basically what it was is, I started off in Canarsie. So the thing in Canarsie was, it was basically like a 2-car garage, but the most I could really fit in there, as we can open the doors and everything, was basically, it was just too small.
It was too small?
So we noticed that we have too much work. So it was like, how are we gonna accommodate these cars if we have all this, we only have this one actual space. And we used to do cars also outside as well. So I looked at them like, okay, look, I really have to go by expanding and get a bigger place. So now at this Greenpoint location, we can hold about 6 cars in here comfortably. And also the reason why I chose this area, because I love the fact of the diversity.
The diversity
was the biggest thing for me, because I felt like I didn't want to just stay to one demographic. I wanted to make sure it was a wide variety of everybody I was.
It's part of the reason why I'm here too, to tell you the truth. So it's really, I love that vibrant feel too, of that diversity, and I love being near the water too.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. That's a plus. That's a plus. I love it.
So that's one of the reasons why you picked Greenpoint.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of vertical construction happening now.
Exactly.
So it's a very vibrant place to start your business. So that's great. So, so, and how long have you been here?
It's gonna be a month. I think it's about to be a month.
Just a month. So this is a grand opening. This is very new. And I also want to ask you too, what's your favorite car?
My favorite car? I actually have 2. Is that okay if I share?
Yes, that's fine to say. Two favorite cars. That's great.
So the first one is definitely a Porsche GT2 RS.
Porsche
GT2 RS.
Okay.
Yeah. And my second one is a Bentley Continental GT. The
Bentley.
2020, yeah.
Bentley Continental GT.
Yeah.
And I trust that you've worked on them before. For sure.
Yeah, definitely not those specific years, but definitely within the bracket of the make.
Definitely of those things.
Yeah, so
And
Bentley and Porsche, yeah.
Bentley and Porsche. It's great taste. And now you have Rioja. So Bentley, Porsche, and Rioja.
Rioja, there you go.
That's all.
That's all I need right now.
That's all you need. Great.
Get me through the day.
They'll get you through the day. And SUV? What do you say your favorite SUV?
SUV, the Jaguar F. I think it's the F-Pace.
Jaguar?
The F-Pace, yeah.
Okay.
The SVR version, yeah.
Okay.
That's mine because the amount of power it has.
The amount of power that it has. And how much horsepower does it have?
I believe it's 550.
550 horsepower
Yeah, I
in
think
the
it's
Jaguar
550.
SUV. That's a lot. So you can definitely take your road trip in that and get cross country much faster than what everybody else would say.
That's the point.
So that's and what was your greatest? You know, I walk by this studio and I see all these gorgeous cars, and here is my little Lincoln MKC. But there's this
We don't
Porsche
discriminate.
here, and there's I've just seen all these great cars, and you're taking such great care of them. And there's two pieces. When I walked by a few weeks ago and I saw this pearl white Bentley in the studio, and I said, wow. And that immediately said to me, quality and trust.
Yeah.
People have to really trust you. And those are two pieces that are so in unison with Rioja, quality and trust.
Definitely.
So when I saw that, talk to me a little bit about that trust factor.
Okay, well, the car that you've seen here, that Bentley that you've seen here.
Yeah, it was pearl white. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of my customers from the Canarsie area.
Okay, so,
You know,
so you're a destination. So
yeah, and
that's
literally, like we were discussing before, prior to the live, I am basically a good 45 to 50 minutes away from my old location. And my old customers still will travel all the way here for the quality work and the trust, because they will come here, exactly, they will come here, literally, just not knowing what to do with their car, and I give them the honest truth of what exactly we should do, and what they sometimes have in their mind is not what they need to do, because it's always excessive. And I try to limit that and okay, we could do something way less. That the car doesn't need that.
That's going to satisfy you just
satisfy,
as well or more.
exactly.
It almost sounds like Rioja wine. Somebody could be pushing these different wines on you, but what is going to give you the most pleasure or pair with your dinner or your meal could really be done in a different way.
Exactly.
So that's another piece that is so important. So that trust factor is such a key point as well.
Yeah.
And what I liked is Scotty was really humble about it too. And as we all know, Rioja is one of the most authentic regions. People are so aligned with the soil and the land. They'll roll up their sleeves. They work in the vineyards. They work to greet their guests. It's the most unpretentious place. And that humility that he had, being a destination and having people travel 50 minutes to get their car detailed, it's a really big trust factor. So you're a destination place, and Rioja is definitely a destination wine. So to do for Scotty's grand opening in Greenpoint, since we're both new to Greenpoint, I wanted to gift him on behalf of us in Rioja this beautiful Arienzo, which is from the Rioja Alavesa and Marqués de Riscal. This is the oldest winery in Rioja, and this is a crianza, so it's aged actually 2 years before it can leave the winery. It's aged in barrel for 1 year and then in bottle, and then it's released on the 3rd year of the vintage. So we talked about this and how important that is, that there's so many wines that just go to market right away,
exactly, yeah.
And they're just rough around their edges. It's not like a smooth car that has that perfect hum to it, or the great people working in Scotty's studio said before, talked about ceramic coating,
yeah,
right?
Ceramic coating, yeah.
Ceramic coating, so if you get your car detailed, you might, you're not getting it painted, but you get it detailed, you can get a ceramic coating, which means that it has to sit, it has to be closed for 12 hours, and then you don't need to be waxing your car every weekend.
There you go.
It's a little bit similar with wine in that Rioja takes the time and the care to age the wines in the winery so that they're really stabilized, they're getting their identity, their character before they get to you. And that is so important. And these are quality vineyards too. Which is another question that I had for you too. What is one indicator that you have for quality of a car?
One indicator? Well, we were talking about the carpets.
The carpets. Yeah. So talk to us about the carpets.
Forget
about brand. I want you also to forget about brand of wines. I want you to think
about
quality. Quality. Forget about brands. Carpet. You said.
Carpet, yeah.
Carpet.
The
So
thing that
talk
you
to
at
us.
least expect is a carpet, because we struggle, like we do everything here as far as like, you know, heavy soil detailing, paint protection, ceramic coating, like she mentioned.
Yes.
But the thing is with carpet is when they're so matted, it's really hard and time consuming to really go about cleaning that carpet.
It's hard to clean the carpet.
Especially with pet hair.
Okay.
Pet hair is like the number one thing, like, especially since we came over here, we dealt with a lot of pet hair as well.
Yeah.
You know, so
There's a lot of dogs on the street.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, like, especially like we don't want to really talk about the whole brands, but there's certain brands I know where I know like, okay, this is going to be a tough job because of the simple fact of this carpet in this car. You know, it could just something be as little as the person just came in for a vacuum, and here you are sitting here, spending about 30, 45 minutes on one side of the car just vacuuming.
Just dealing with the carpet.
Yeah.
So carpet quality.
Carpet quality is
something
like
about it.
one of the biggest things for me as of now.
So
Yeah.
you think about next time that you're going to buy a car, new or used or whatever, you might want to take a closer look at the carpet.
Yes, please.
So back to this beautiful Arienzo, which is the Marqués de Riscal. The principal grape variety from Rioja is Tempranillo. I'm sure that a lot of Scotty's customers might be familiar with Rioja, or they might want to look at Rioja. This is, again, the Arienzo from Marqués de Riscal. It's gorgeous crianza. It is 100% Tempranillo. That's our principal grape variety. Tempranillo is a medium grape variety. Winemakers love it. People love it because it can be aged, young, semi-aged, very aged. So a grape variety can do a lot of different things in it. There's cars that you can move in differently. But certification, talk about cars and certain certifications. This is the trust seal. On every bottle of Rioja has an official trust seal. You can see in the middle this anti-fraud hologram, so you can't get a knockoff or a fake. There's no way that this could be copied. That anti-fraud hologram is right in the middle, and each bottle has a lot number that's certified. Again, if you turn the bottle, you'll find it usually appears at the bottom. It could appear on the top or over the neck, but 99% of the time it's at the bottom. So if you don't see that, it's not an authentic Rioja wine. Okay. And there are some attempts to...
Listen, we got a bunch of those for us too.
Yeah.
A bunch of knockoffs.
Knockoffs too, right?
Yeah.
So you have to really just stay away from the knockoffs, and really this is an authentic one. So this one says the red is a trust seal that the type of the wine is the crianza. It's 100% monovarietal Tempranillo grape for the Rioja Alavesa. And it's a beauty, so we're gonna gift it to Scotty for him to be able to try. And regroup with him next week to congratulate him on his grand opening.
It's shiny just like the car.
It's shiny just like the car. The car is all shiny now and all ready to go. If you have any questions about Rioja wine, please, you can message me, find me on the internet. Here's my book, which is The Wine Region of Rioja. And this is the second edition. It's available on Amazon, Etsy, and any question about Rioja, I can answer. Any question about cars, Scotty can answer.
Definitely can answer that.
So, Greenpoint's a great place. It's a great place to come and check in, details that matter.
Look.
The garage door is always open. They're very professional, very wonderful. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Have a great day.
See you later.